do 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 do. Here we go. Time for some Scarlet Hollow, though I'm lowering the volume because I know I'm not that loud. Content warning. This is a horror game, and it is not intended for all audiences. Please visit our website, blacktabbygames.com, if you need a full list of content warnings. You won't be able to save everyone. You might not even be able to save yourself. Welcome home. Oh, it's a kitty. Okay, preferences. Always check your preferences. We're gonna lower the volume a little. And then we're gonna go to my override volume and adjust it. Hooray! Hopefully people can hear the game because the music is very atmospheric and spoopy and nice. Okay, access. Whoa! What? Just I don't know. Return. Hi. Whoa. Okay. There's a lot of controls. Alright, we're just gonna use a keyboard, I think. Oh, that's cool. I could use my controller, but I think we're just gonna use the mouse. Return. Start. Your name is Pooka. Oh, my friend is playing Cult of the Lamb. That's exciting. You live in the city of Childhood City? Hometown City? City I visited the most? We'll go with Boston because I grew up going in there all the time. And we will be a they, them. Hooray. Traits unlock additional paths and dialogue options. We are going to go with like things. Keen eye, observant with a knack for picking up small details. Book smart. Or talk to animals. No, we're gonna not. I'm not good at lying. My first run is gonna be. I'm calling it my Space Cadet run because that's kind of what I am. Keen eye, I guess mystical, yeah. Alright. Got called old soul all the time as a kiddo. Ugh. Mystical or book smart? Vulcan or spacey? have to go with the canine because the ADHD is all about that. Okay. Red and rational. Oh, I forgot to set my timer. Meep. Meep, 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 meep. Alright. And the timer goes off. I'm saving and quitting. Well, red and rational. Wow, I can't make decisions. We're both mystical. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news. The 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother, and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Mystical. But it was also more than just the social pressure of the invitation that pushed you to accept it. Something has been tugging you back to this place your entire life. There was no choice to be made because you were always going to find your way here. So when your cousin called, you knew what had to be done. And now the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying. Oh no. He's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Dude, what's wrong with you? Dude, what's wrong with you? Pushing joggers into the harbor? That's awful. What if they drowned? Yeah, I was such a shithead back then. I'm still a bit of a poophead, but hey, nobody's perfect. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was going to call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend. He said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad, not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked, so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and geez, you ever get so mad you just want to, like, kill somebody? I never feel that way. No. I have never wanted to kill anyone. Yeah, you're young. You'll get it when somebody tries to break your heart someday. Changes a person, makes them think things they never thought they could. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Do you love her enough to make this work? You were so worked up by the thought of losing her that you wanted to kill her. But now that she's giving birth to a child you created together, you're planning on running off? Even if you love her, think about whether that love is strong enough that you'd be able to handle raising a kid together. Think about how your actions are going to impact his life and whether removing yourself would be better for him in the long run. Oh yeah, good stuff to think about. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? I'm coming home. Coming home. My mother fled this place many years ago, but she's gone now, and I can feel it calling me back. Some things can only be put off for so long. The young man anxiously shifts in his seat. For one perceptible moment, it's his turn to feel uncomfortable before he catches himself and heartily laughs. Oh, you must be talking about Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in the mountains. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around. So if you aren't getting off at my stop, you must be headed up that way. Almost nobody ever goes there. Usually alone on the bus by now, though, actually. I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine.
There's a coal mine up in the holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I never want to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while, now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook, see how they're doing up there. Ha! I hope they didn't die!
He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you.
Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to.
I didn't accidentally skip anything, did I? Nope, I didn't. Cool. Return.
Here, I have something for you.
The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts.
They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much. I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore.
Tip. Sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. I actually like boiled peanuts, so nice! I love boiled peanuts. You take the boiled peanuts. Nice! I love boiled peanuts.
Glad they're going to a good home. With that, I'll leave you. Safe travels, friend.
Peanuts! And just like that, the stranger is gone. Maybe you can finally get some sleep.
Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line.
Almost there. Hi, Pao. Thank you for lurking. I'm excited. The bus finally comes to a stop. Its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. Boy, I should tell those friends that I'm actually doing the thing. Oop. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. Schedule arrives Monday at 11 a.m. Departs Monday 1 minute later. Holy cow. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Pookarah. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Item. Offer. Yes. I will share food. Want some peanuts? I got them from the bus. You held out the dripping bag, offering it to your cousin. What? Put those away. Why would I want your wet peanuts? Now come on, let's go. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. Oh, she's so grumpy. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip. Dialogue options labeled Explorer can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. How are you holding up? Fine. Are you sure? You seem tense. Are you sure you're alright? You seem tense. You know you can talk to me, right? I went through something similar when my own mom passed. She tenses up even more at the mention of your mom before letting out a heavy sigh. Maybe it's a sore spot for her. You quickly apologize. I'm sorry. I know that's probably not what you're looking to hear right now. Look, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine. Really. So the funeral? Remain silent. So the funeral. So the funeral. It's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Need help planning? If you ever need help with errands or scheduling, feel free to ask. I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine. Just needed the coffin and somebody to dig a hole. You didn't want to talk. I'll be quiet. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. Oh, howdy hoo, that's a mess. And here it is, the Scarlet estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you, someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words, like on a cliff. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel it like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. Oh, it's a mess inside. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive. Each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. Cool. Thanks. So you live here? Obviously she lives here. It is beautiful though. It's a wreck. Sometimes wrecks are beautiful. It's beautiful. It is. The estate was the prize jewel of this region for a long time. It's quite a magnificent piece of architecture, even now. Let's just get the tour over with. Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. We're like Indiana Jones. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie.
Cat! Kitty cat! Meow 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 meow. Can I pet the cat?
I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Mystical. As Tabitha speaks, your eyes are drawn to the windows and the overgrown garden outside. Dread and anxiety grip your lungs, and you can almost feel the ground beneath you start to slip. This place is a step away from being swallowed up and vanishing forever.
Kitty! Kitty kitty! Kitty kitty!
What? Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip. Some explorer options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. Boop, 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 boop. Be mystical, I be mystical. I can feel the weight of the world pulling down on this place. As if the entire estate is a step away from crumbling to dust. Okay, geez. I get it, you think it's messy. I'll tell Janie to be more thorough this week. But you should know there's only so much anyone can do with a country house this old. It's always going to be a little grimy and worn, unlike your sleek city apartments. If a little dirt bothers you, you're going to have a rough time this week. Is there somewhere in town to buy food? Nah, awesome, I love PB&J. How'd you know it was one of my favorites? That smile. That smile's amazing. I didn't, but good for you. Alright, what's next? What's next on the tour? Bathroom, follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo kitty sitting on the countertop.
Pet the cat. Pet the cat.
Before following your cousin down the hall, you decide to pet the cat. She bites you hard and hisses violently. Tabitha sighs. As you've now learned, you should not pet Frou Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Come on, the bathroom awaits. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom, not much to show, it's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room and mystery stains paint the floor. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. Potty time! A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing. This is as good a place as any. You do what you must to rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage. That would give me an asthma attack. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about our kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful. Mystical, an unmistakable stain coats this room. Someone has died here. No, people have died in here. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. And what's with all the boxes? What's with all the boxes? Old family stuff. Oh, okay. I won't press you. Great. Thanks. I really want to ask her, but I don't think she wants to ask. Guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me. I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings.
Tabby.
This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Tip: some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away and others down the line. I don't know what happened when my mom left, but that has nothing to do with me. You asked me to come here, but you're acting all pissed off that I actually came. Can't we just start fresh, now that it's just us? Okay. I'm sorry I've been testy since you've gotten here. You've been an acceptable guest. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please, just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. Alright, I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. You in this sprawling, decrepit estate. Settle into my creepy room. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. We're gonna put the clothes in the dresser. Friend! Hello. You do a scrim. That is fine. I will leave you alone. You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet, but angry. I'll fry it to peanuts.
You held out your still dripping bag of boiled peanuts. No one wants the peanuts. The opossum hisses in disgust, stiffens, and begins to drool, feigning death. You close the drawer. You might as well leave it be. You open the top drawer next. It's empty, as good a place as you'll find to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd have been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag, but there's no going back now.
Check the closet. Spoopy doll!
You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here.
I want to pet. Oh, the dolly looks sad.
Pick up the dolly.
Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads, "Property of Alexandra." No need to carry this around with you. You close the closet behind you.
Look out the window.
You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. Once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. Yeah, you'd definitely do that.
Just not right now. Oh, I went with Kenai and Mystic because I felt like those were most accurate for Space Cadet. It was that or Kenai and Booksmart for Space Cadet. I thought that was... I don't know. We're doing a Space Cadet run because I don't know what I'm doing. So, Space Cadet run I go. And I thought Mystical was, like, good for that, like, spooky mysticality. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd definitely do that, just not right now.
Examine the painting. She looks grumpy.
This must be an old relative of yours. Very old, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. That's enough. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. PB&J! You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only things louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. A PB&J sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You head to the kitchen. Hot and something is Space Cadet. Oh, well, I went with what I thought of as Space Cadet, which is Kenai for the ADHD I stare at everything, and Mystic for, like, head in the clouds. But I'll try that another time. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some peanut butter, some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. First, we need a plate. So let's check the cabinets. Plates! This cabinet must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware, and oddly enough, the utensils. Grab a plate and a butter knife. I want to examine that mug. Blowing Rock, North Carolina. I was blown away. It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock, North Carolina, so your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you could route your return trip through Blowing Rock. Might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. What is that thing on the bowl? I want to poke it. Examine the shot glass. It reads, I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Pearl Ann, so this wasn't from her 50th. From the few stories you'd heard from your mom, Pearl Ann wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. Kenai. Maybe it belongs to Janie. You imagine she might need an alcoholic beverage to get through cleaning this place, especially with Tabitha's sour face peering over her shoulder. Am I gonna snoop at that bowl? I really want to know what that little bit of paper is. Moth trap, do not touch. You reach for the bowl, but as you pull it down, a blend of vinegar and dead moths splashes onto you, immediately staining your shirt. On the back of the bowl is a note that reads, Moth trap, do not touch. Whoops. Your shirt is now unpleasantly wet. You'll probably change it to something clean before you leave the house. Grab a plate and a butter knife. You grab a plate and a butter knife. All you need now is some actual food. Close the cabinet. So hot and something. Good to know. You
close the cabinet and look back to the rest of the kitchen. Search the pantry. That's a lot of bread and peanut butter and mac and cheese. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. That is a very... Is it just a dead lying there? Keen eye, look closer. At-home gourmet. Have him coming back for seconds. You squint into the darkness of the pantry. Behind the molded bread, a single book lies forgotten, a thin layer of dust collected on its cover. You pick it up. You flip to a bookmarked page. Both calf's brain and aspic are unappetizing enough on their own, and you can only imagine how vile the combination of the two would be. What kind of person would call this their favorite food? Teddy's favorite, served on toast or with plain crackers. No wonder your mom ran far, far away from this place. You shut the book and put it back in its place. Take bread. You pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of bread. Great! One step closer to a satisfying snack. All you need now is some jelly and peanut butter. Take peanut butter. The king of nut butters, and only 3% of each jar is mashed up cockroaches. All you need now is some jelly. I'm going to examine it, but leave it alone. Pick up a box of Tabitha's mac and cheese. You can't say you've ever seen the brand before. Put it back. Oh god, the options are terrible. Why would you put the mouse in it? Staying away from the mac and cheese is one of your cousin's hard rules, and she already seems to not like you. You put the box back where you found it, reluctant to make things worse than they already are. Close the pantry. Close the pantry door as best you can and turn back to the rest of the kitchen. Fridges for jam. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, "Janie, stay out!" in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." That's a lot of jam. You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. We are not touching anything but jelly in there. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. This is the last ingredient you needed to make your PB&J. Time to close this fridge and get to work. Okay. Oh god, why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting beyond words. A liquefied mess wholly congealed in its styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. This substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. For God's sake, put it back! Your body reacts before you even register what you're doing, compelled by a deep, primal disgust. You shove the container back in the fridge, pushing it into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully you can forget it exists and move on with your life. Close the fridge. You return to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. Make that PB&J. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a PB&J. Congratulations, you can feed yourself. A job well done. All of that hassle and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. I must approach. The cat hisses as you draw near, but remains firmly in place. This is clearly Frou-Frou's spot on the counter. Back away. You back away from Frou-Frou, trying not to make any sudden movements. I gotta talk to animals. I must be friends with the Frou-Frou. Must. Check out garden. This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Oh man, I'm curious. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. Return to the kitchen. You head back inside and close the door behind you. Done here. Congratulations, you've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? Tabitha will be gone for a while. So I could be a rude snoop. Oh! Hello! Ahoy hoy, Mikorems. Welcome to my streaming. I think I don't have a lot of time left because I have to go to bed because I have work tomorrow. But I have about 5 more minutes and I'm going to go head to town. I have no idea what I'm doing. But welcome. I don't know how to use OBS to do things.
Yay! There's not much left for you to do here, other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. Before leaving the house, you rinse off and change into a clean shirt. You're not about to meet new people coated in vinegar and dead moths. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Then maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. We'll do a save, because I don't know what I'm doing. Woohoo! Return. Continue down the path. It's really pretty out here. Continue down the path. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked, and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave.
Papa! Look at you!
Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering them. Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Tell me more about this wonderful creature. I am in love with this dog and wish to know everything there is to know about her. Gladly. Her favorite food is Cheese Whiz. Her favorite toy is an old sock I sewed to look like a squirrel, and her favorite show is Murder, She Wrote. Sometimes I leave it on in the background while I'm working to give her something to do. She'll actually sit in her little bed and watch it like an old lady with her programs. How'd you two meet? That's so cute. How'd you first meet her? My mom was a vet, and she used to visit the regional animal shelter on weekends to do checkups. When I was really young, I'd go with her to volunteer, which really meant I'd do a little bit of manual labor, then play with the dogs for the rest of the day. One weekend, believe it or not, someone dropped off this little 1-year-old pug that had outgrown its cute puppy stage. When I went to clean her kennel, she looked up at me with those big, watery, nervous eyes, wagging her entire butt and whimpering like no one had ever loved her before. I couldn't not fall head over heels, you know. My parents were rugged mountain folk, so they weren't big on toy breeds, and at first they refused to even consider adopting poor Gretchen. But I kept visiting every week, and soon enough they caved and let me take her home. My dad still wasn't too keen on her at first, but soon enough he was taking her out on the trails like she was a hound dog. Keen eye. You can't help but notice that she's been talking about her parents in the past tense. Sorry for talking your ear off, but I can't help it. I could prattle on about Gretchen for hours. But where are my manners, talking to you for this long without introducing myself? I'm Stella. Hi, Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Yep. I just got into town today. Wow. I didn't think there would be anyone else coming. Are you staying with Tabby? How's she holding up? I haven't seen her since Pearl Ann passed, or for a while before that, now that I think about it. Mystical and keen eye. Yes! I don't know how she's doing. The real Tabitha's. Oh, that's my finish this conversation and go to bed alarm. Ah, boo-fooey. Oh well. I don't know how she's doing. The real Tabitha's buried under whatever icy front she's putting on. Whoever she is, I don't think many people get to actually see that person. She's always been a little rough around the edges. To be honest, it's always been hard to tell if that's just the way she is or if she's been putting on an act her whole life. To think she's been up in that old mansion all by herself. I'm glad you're here. You being in town will probably do her good, even if she doesn't think so herself. Alright. I really want to finish the conversation. It feels weird to stop in the middle of a conversation. Alright. How long have you known her? How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small, so everybody's known everybody else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. Aww.
Oh, okay. Good to know. Things to find.
I like combos, that's fun. But then she graduated and that was that. Aww. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Follow the Stella. Okay. Now we save and go to bed. No, but there's this so good. Okay, we do a little more. We'll finish the day. Exciting things to find. That's fun. That's fun. I do have the spoiler of later in the Spooky Palooza. If you have something, you can be like, no, that's dumb and not lawful. But I didn't take book smarts. Ooh, good to know. I was just excited about Kenai because I'm the weirdo who goes to someone's house for the first time and they're like looking for something and they're like, where's my thing? I cannot find my thing. And I'm like, is it this, that, or the other? And they're like, yes. And like, it's over there under the thing, halfway hidden or more because yay, ADHD, I find all the things. Anyway, the pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. People! Oh, hey, you have a color. It's interesting, the more colorful people, some of them have more color and some have less. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Ooh. Hey everyone, I'm Pookarah, just in town for the funeral. Before anyone can respond, you and Stella casually slide into a booth, pretending the whole town didn't just gawk at you like a sideshow attraction. Looks like your entrance is a little more dramatic than you were expecting, huh? Folks around here don't meet any strangers as is, and with who you're related to, well, let's just say you'll be the talk of the town for a while. Kenai. As you settle into the booth, you can't help but pick up some of the murmurs of conversation around you. That's how you do the thembo. I do want to be a thembo at some point because that sounds delightful. M plus book smarty. I will try that. Well. Oh, those are fun. Those are fun. There's so many fun things to discover in this game, which is enjoyable. Oh, what's this? Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. Boop. Listen in. Stella turns to Gretchen while you take a quick look around the diner. At the counter, 2 policemen and a woman you assume to be the owner shoot sidelong glances in your direction while whispering to each other. That makes sense. I've mostly not watched VODs or lives too much, except for the like one scene I was already spoiled on, so I've watched it over and over again when Hana plays it. But I do know that this game has amazing storytelling, which is why I wanted to play it. I was like, excited. Vivian's kid. Never thought we'd actually meet them.
Looks so much like her.
Oh yes, those eyes are unmistakable. That haunted look. I always thought it'd go away once she finally got out of this town, but I guess unhappiness was baked into her DNA. Mm-hmm. A young mother and her syrup-stained child sit at the table across from you.
Mommy, who's that?
Don't stare, Tulip. That's Miss Tabitha's cousin.
Oh, so that's why they look so sad. I'd look sad too if I had to have Miss Tabitha as a cousin. Do you think Tabitha's cousin is mean too?
I don't know. I'll find out next time I go visit Miss Tabitha. Are you going to finish your pancakes? They're almost cold, Sweet Pea, and we've got to get home to help Daddy. In the far back corner, a man sits alone at a small table, sipping coffee and reading a paper.
Why are the strangers who wander into town never gorgeous blonde ladies of an appropriate age? Why is it always cold boys, punks, and whippersnappers?
Lastly, a group of coal miners sit hunched around the corner booth, readily scarfing down heaping plates of food.
So that's the boss' cousin. There's that funeral this week, if I'm remembering right, for old Miss Pearl Ann. May she rot in peace. Oh, let the lady rest, Floyd. One shouldn't speak ill of the dead, no matter how foul they were, especially before they've been so much as lain to rest. If you'd been around in her heyday, you'd be speaking ill too, Tommy. He's right. Nastiest woman I ever met, that Tabitha, is a blessing compared to her. Curse the whole lot of them. May every Scarlet burn in hell.
That's enough of that. I'm excited about Talk to Animals. I am. I'm gonna make friends with Frou-Frou. Friends with Frou-Frou. Eventually.
Hey, Stella. I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee.
They gracefully place a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Ah, shucks. Thanks, Avery.
And here's some bacon for the little lady.
Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Tip, you can hit the Y or triangle button on your gamepad to hide the text box at any time. I'm hitting Y. Oh wait, do I need to use the gamepad? I hate it, but it doesn't last. Oh well. Anything for you?
Ah, for the peanuts! The peanuts!
Must share food. You hold out the still dripping bag of boiled peanuts. Gretchen sniffs at the spatters of brine on the table and licks her lips expectantly.
No thanks. I shouldn't take gifts while I'm on my shift. Anything I can get you, though?
Biscuit. Stella said I could have a biscuit. Order a biscuit and coffee. Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the county.
Or best in the county.
Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously.
Oh, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. I'm glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. You know, if you ever want to get rid of those peanuts, there's a trash can right by the door.
No, they're my peanuts!
The game hasn't given me an option to eat them yet.
I actually like boiled peanuts. I would eat those. In my face. Yum yum. Yum yum.
They're good. Especially with fruit slushy. So I make fruit slushies with either frozen or fresh fruit and ice and water and sugar if it needs it, but usually sometimes it doesn't always need it. Only town in the county and the only diner in the town. I mean, that makes them the best by default. I don't know if it's the only town in the county. There was another bus stop. They could be in the same county. That's a good question. I have no idea. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral, too, so it'll be a special occasion. Is the potluck like a church thing? Would it be weird for me to come if I'm not a member? No. The Sunday thing is coincidental. It's actually hosted by the library. Not too many people go to church around here, if I'm being honest.
Oh man, religion sucks.
I wouldn't say that. Or I get that.
Or a non-religious community in the rural South. That's very tempting to say, but I feel like that's a lot to dump on somebody. I get that. I'm not of the church-going persuasion myself. Same for me. Whatever feeling some folks get in church, I think that must be the feeling I get when I look up at the sky on a night hike. That feeling of peace and wholeness. Yeah. But that's not to say we're a town of heathens or anything like that. There are plenty of God-fearing folk around. They just aren't fans of the church. Well, the building's okay, but the pastor's another story. There's just something a little off about the guy. You'll get what I mean if you ever meet him. And unfortunately, you probably will. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? Do you have something in mind? Something's telling me this is a loaded question and you've got something in mind. Was that being that obvious? Yes. My job means I spend a lot of time in the woods with a camera, and it's always better when someone else is there to... Before Stella can finish, Avery returned, biscuit in tow. Oh, it's a perfect golden color, too. I like how, everything's very washed out and muted, except for certain characters, or Gretchen, or that perfect biscuit. Oh my goodness. Gorgeous biscuit. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. Thanks, Avery. It looks great. Mystical, you pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know that it is good. Divinity, given buttery form. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Oh, man. That is, in fact, a divine biscuit. Whoever makes these biscuits is the true cleric in town, and that's why no one's comfortable with the pastor, because they have usurped the role of the biscuit maker. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Yeah, it's like, I've been told Monster Prom also collects queer folks, so I'm not surprised. I think, yeah. Whoa. Yeah, whoa. This is a really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not going to go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm going to do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. What kind of videos do you do? Cool. What kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Pooka. It's amazing. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Taba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. You don't have to be queer or neurodivergent to stream this game, but it helps. Yeah, I believe it. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Keen eye. Despite the shaky camera footage, you can clearly make out the shape of the creature's head and its relative body proportions. You're pretty sure it's a cat, and a big one at that. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. Keen eye. It looks like a big cat. See, it's got those little kitty cat ears right there. Maybe it's a mountain lion. No, no way. It is absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions this far east.
I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found Jack squat. And there's no reason one would be swimming in the river like this. They're not fans of water. And the body is too long. No way. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries are missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free, and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm going to go after the...
Wait, no spoilers.
Whoops. Sorry, Avery. Hi, Johnny. I don't know if Pingu's watching. I think they might be busy at the convention. But yeah, I know, right? North Carolina, there should be mountain lions.
We get mountain lions in, like, New England. Yo.
They're mountain lions. You're in the mountains. Expect those kitties.
It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See y'all around.
Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, Skunk Ape. Yeah, I would think so. It's pretty late. Heck yeah, Skunk Ape is hilarious. I saw a docu-special on it once. Stinky Bigfoot. Right? Should be a pretty fun video. It's hard to be serious when you're talking about something that's famous for smelling bad. Most Skunk Ape sightings are from Florida. But while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing. Will Gretchen be there? That depends. Will Gretchen be there? Of course. It's actually been a while since I've had anyone but Gretchen out there with me. Say no more. I'm in. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kind of be like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese, running around in the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us. Get the old gang back together. Part of what draws the queer neurodiverse folks into this is that there's multiple characters they manage to, apparently completely accidentally, massively code to certain identities, which really speaks well to the consistency of their writing of personalities. Agreed! From the little I've seen, I've managed to catch the same little chunk, like, repeatedly, so my only spoiler is for the bad times at the library. Near the library, at the house. The sins of the fathers. That, yes. Anyway, you know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us. Get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. Stella and Tabby, yeah. Tabby... I mean, I guess I'll see as they play more, but yeah, I'd peg her as a mix of natural-grown neurodiverse and trauma baby. Yeah. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by or? Okay, if you're really sure. But if you change your mind. Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. They're Tabitha's cousin. I know, yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for Skunk Ape. We could take the easier trails, if that would help. Dang, man. That sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Yeah, I'll bring them. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud.
Yeah, that makes sense. Trauma Town, welcome to Trauma Town. Also called the Holler, 'cause it makes you want to holler. Oh no. Okay.
Looks like it's just you and me, pal.
Do a save.
Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think you'll find most folks in town are. You okay? Me? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm more worried about Reese. He's had a lot going on in the past, 10 years or so, but I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious. You'd love him.
He's good.
I don't mind. I'm calling this the Space Cadet run because I'm a Space Cadet. But I guess it's more the, clueless stare at things run. Because, yes. Anyway.
We should swing by his place sometime this week.
That would be nice.
I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome. I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika's much easier to track down since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up to the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression.
Leave a generous tip.
You reach into your pocket and pull out a crumpled $5 bill. You know it's a bit more than one would expect to get from such a short dining experience, but you might as well share the wealth while you've got it. You smooth out the bill before placing it on the table inconspicuously. Oh, that's awesome of you. Avery will appreciate that, I'm sure.
Your maid talks to animals, oblivious to the fact that talking to animals is strange. That sounds really fun. This is the Disney prince or princess trapped in the wrong story, but they're a dingle doofus, so they have no idea.
Stella turns to leave the diner with you following close behind. Oh, that's a pretty view.
Man, that house is precarious. Is that the mansion? Guys,
It looks like it's about to get yeeted.
Yeet!
Is that the church? You can't see what I'm pointing at. Why am I pointing at things? They just act like talking to animals is the same as talking to humans. I like it. That sounds fun. I should go to bed.
It's almost 11.
I will save on this glorious screen. I will chat. Yeah, I was right. That is the mansion up on the hill over here. And is this the church? Is that the church? It's like way off by itself, and then town's over here. No wonder no one goes to church. It's a giant hike. It's like a pilgrimage. Also, it looks like the mansion's like staring at it angrily. Still angry. Oh man. Alright. Yeah, Forbidden Wing is off bounds. Yeah, because it's about to fall off the mountain. It's just like, that's just a matter of days. It's just gonna go plonk. It's gonna collapse. I don't know who dug out under that house, but someone was real grumpy and real dedicated. Real dedicated. Alrighty. I should go to the sleep-ins. Oh. Can I do a thing? Arting test. Let me see. I want to show the thing I've been working on earlier. I drew a thing. Clip Studio. And I think it came out cool. Let's see. Did that work? No. No, that didn't work. Okay, delete that. Add a window capture. Deep Studio. I think I'm gonna buy the thing. It's let me just zoom in on this because I'm pretty proud of it. Alrighty, and then I can boop the transition button. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, so this is the drawing I was working on earlier today. It's a gift for an internet friend. Pretty happy with it. I think I'm definitely gonna buy this art program. Right now I'm in the 30-day freebie zone. Oh yes, grinding on Genshin. Oh shit, I didn't do my dailies. Don't do your dailies at 11 p.m. you dingus. I'm probably gonna do them at 11 p.m. because I'm a dingus. I did save, right? Yes, I did save. We'll transition back to gaming. And, oh good, you can see it. Ha, I did it correctly. Yeah, so I think she came out really cute. It's a little sparkly, spacey, magical girl witchy. So, yes. Save. Quit. Yes. We are going to quit the Scarlet Hollow, and we are going to launch the Genshin so I can do my dailies and head to bed. So, thank you for tuning in. I will do more of this. I don't know if it'll be a Sunday night thing or other nights. I think I'll aim for it on Sunday nights and other nights as I manage. So thank you for tuning in, and if anyone watches this VOD later, cough Hana, let me know. I'm excited to play more, but I need to go to bed. So, good night, I guess, actually. Oh, Genshin, you logged me out. Whatever. I'm not logging into you tonight then. Yeah, galaxy hair! That was the goal, was to give her galaxy hair. I'm very happy with how that came out. And this sparkle cape. Yeah, this whole program is totally new to me, so I'm just like, ooh. Let me see if I can zoom in on the eyeballs. I like how they came out too. She's very set on having glasses, so I experimented with different ways to have the glasses still be glasses-y, but not hide the effect I got on the eyes because I liked it. Yeah, I don't know. I experimented with a bunch of stuff, and it was fun, and I enjoy it, and hopefully a friend will enjoy it, and I'm gonna try and do a live 2D avatar of this character for them because they have one that they rigged from freebie assets, and I don't know, I think it would be fun for them to have a custom one. I don't want to make myself a custom one, but I don't know what I want mine to be, and I do know what my friend wants theirs to be, so they're first. I don't know what else to say, so I guess good night for reals. One sec. I tried to make it so there was just a talking screen. Haha! Ha 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 ha. I can transition to the I'm just talking at you screen. And though the settings are all weird because I've been messing with where I am. and where the camera is. And I like this visual effect from